The Reds are back in action tonight as we take on Southampton in the FL Cup. In today's video, we will be discussing all of the latest Liverpool news from the last 24 hours. That includes a massive update on Federico Chiesa. Before we get into though, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel and join our fast-growing community. Firstly, Liverpool are preparing to begin life in a new Adidas kit, with an accurate image of their new strip now being leaked online. Several leaks have already emerged of what the Reds' latest strip could look like as they prepare to reunite with Adidas for the first time in 13 years. Now, footy headlines have created what they believe to be the most accurate depiction of the home kit yet, having teamed up with graphic designer Alf 2011. The photo shows the no-nonsense strip has an updated collar, as well as white logos on the traditional red shirt, which is described as strawberry red. Liverpool's rumoured upcoming strip is most similar to the one worn by Rafa Benitez's Reds side back in the 2006/07 season. The Reds reached the Champions League final that season, losing 2-1 to AC Milan in the final. Here's hoping they go one better in the competition under Arne Slot in 2025/26. Liverpool's away and third kits for next season have also been the subject of plenty of focus, with the latter catching the eye immediately. The Reds will begin a new deal with Adidas in 2025, with the contract expected to earn them a rumoured £60 million per year in what will be their third separate spell sponsored by them. The first period came between 1985 and 1996, with Adidas overseeing a glorious period of success initially, followed by a drop-off during the post-Kenny Dalglish era in the 1990s. Then there was a 6-year stint between 2006 and 2012 in what proved to be a barren era of trophy glory at Liverpool, with only one League Cup won in that time. Supporters are understandably excited about seeing the no Adidas kit, and it will feel even more special if Slot's side are wearing it as Premier League champions. In some massive news, Federico Chiesa will play his first minutes since September when Liverpool head to Southampton in the League Cup, with Arne Slot detailing his selection plan. Chiesa was back on the bench for Saturday's 2-2 draw with Fulham, but due to the circumstances at Anfield, he was not considered to feature. But with a trip to St Mary's to come on Wednesday night against the Southampton side without a manager after Russell Martin was sacked, the summer signing is set to be involved. While Slot stopped short of confirming Chiesa would start, given the many months he has spent out, the head coach acknowledged it as an ideal opportunity for him to make minutes. It's definitely a moment where he can get minutes. The amount of minutes is a question mark, he told reporters at the AXA training centre. You cannot expect for him to play 90, I think, especially not at this level where the intensity is so high because he's been out for 5-6 months now. But he will, if he has a good training session, make minutes. It's going to be a game where not all our starters will start, so we have to manage minutes if we want to use a few starters, not for 90 minutes. So we have to balance. I can only make 5 substitutions. The ones that make minutes and go off maybe at half-time can't be more than 5. He will make minutes, Federico, tomorrow. If he starts or comes in or plays the second half, that's something we have to make a decision about today. With Diogo Jota also unable to start after not being completely fit after his comeback goal against Fulham, the likelihood is that Slot will turn to his regular attackers from kickoff at St Mary's. While Jadon Danns could be in contention, a forward line of Mohamed Salah, Luis Diaz and Darwin Núñez could perhaps be expected before Chiesa and later Jota come off the bench. There will be a number of changes elsewhere though, with Slot having already confirmed Koeman Kelleher and Wataru Endo are in line to start. Youngsters Amara Nallo and James Norris are also being considered to start in defence, while Slot also hinting that players that nobody would expect to see could move into his backline as key names are rested. In some other news, Stefan Btic's future at Salzburg has come into question following the sacking of Pep and Leinders, but it is unclear if Liverpool can recall their loanee. Leinders was sacked from his position as head coach of Austrian side Salzburg on Monday following a difficult start to the campaign that saw them sit 5th in the league. The Dutchman, formerly assistant manager at Liverpool, failed to coach consistency into his side, and they find themselves 10 points off leaders Sturm Graz, as well as 32nd in the 36-team Champions League. In the immediate aftermath of his sacking, there have been questions over whether Btic could now see his loan spell end early. After all, it was the connection with Leinders that helped decide on sending the young midfielder to Salzburg for the campaign, on the understanding that their relationship could prove beneficial. But with Salzburg paying a loan fee to secure Btic's services services for the season, Liverpool are not expected to hold a straightforward recall option. Instead, the two clubs would be required to negotiate and agree a deal to terminate the loan early, potentially with part of the initial fee waived. That could still be the case, of course, but it is not as simple as previous recalls for the likes of Calvin Ramsey, Owen Beck, and Marcelo Pideluga. Liverpool can recall Ben Doak next month, for example, as a clause was stipulated in the club's terms with Middlesbrough. Btic's situation is closer to that seen with Fabio Carvalho while at Salzburg's sister club RB Leipzig last season, with the German side having paid a loan fee only to later sanction his mid-season release after talks with Liverpool. Either way, much would depend on Linder's replacement and any plans for Btic moving forward, though it should be noted that the Spaniard did not exactly enjoy a focal role under the former Liverpool coach. In the first half of the season, with Salzburg now on winter break and not in action again until they host Real Madrid on January 22nd, Btic featured in all but 3 games but only started 8 of his 18 appearances. He only completed the full 90 minutes once, though that may have been more due to Linder's understandable concerns over his fitness. With Salzburg now on a break from competitive football, it will allow the club plenty of time to get their affairs in order, starting with a replacement head coach. Informal talks will almost certainly take place with Liverpool, but a recall for Btic is not certain at this stage. Lastly, Arne Slot has confirmed that Costas Simas is close to making his return for Liverpool, following an injury absence. The 28-year-old hasn't featured for the Reds since the 4-0 win at home to Bayer Leverkusen in the Champions League on November 5th. An ankle issue has seen Simas miss Liverpool's last 6 matches. In fact, he hasn't featured in the last 7, having been an unused substitute at home to Aston Villa. The left-back has been working hard on his recovery in recent weeks, however stepping up in training and nearing a return. Speaking to the media ahead of Liverpool's trip to Southampton in the Carabao Cup on Wednesday, Slot provided a key update on Simas' fitness. Costas is coming close, Slot said. He's going to be training with us today, maybe for the first time, so let's see how that works out. Liverpool's head coach also gave the latest on injured pair Conor Bradley and Ibrahima Konate, adding that they are still not training with us. Having Simas back in the fold will be massive for Liverpool, although it remains to be seen if he will make the squad for the trip to St Mary's. If not, young left-back James Norris is in line to start, with Slot confirming that he and centre-back Amara Nallo are in contention. The Greek has arguably looked like a superior option to Andy Robertson this season, with the Scot suffering some poor form, not least being sent off against Fulham last weekend. With doubts over the 30-year-old no longer being a key starter, Simas should see this as a great chance to seize his opportunity. He has performed well when called upon in 2024-25 to date, starting 5 matches in the Premier League and Champions League combined. Simas looks fresher than Robertson, with the latter having 7 years of relentless running in his legs from the Jurgen Klopp era, and he has been the more consistent player this season. As for Bradley and Konate, it is vital that Liverpool get them back as soon as possible, ahead of a busy festive run of fixtures. Their absence has left Slot with just 4 fit senior defenders: Trent Alexander-Arnold, Virgil van Dijk, Joe Gomez and Robertson, which is why Norris and Nallo are required against Southampton. That brings us to the end of today's video. Let us know your thoughts down in the comments section below. If you enjoyed it, please do hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more daily Liverpool content. Thank you.